Good morning, everybody. Hope your evening went well. It was another cool one here in Wichita. Our 6-inch snow melted down to about 3 inches on the ground yesterday. We may even get to 50 today, so I don't imagine there'll be much left except on the north side of the structures. So we got good moisture out of this, which we really needed, and we got pretty broad coverage across the state of Kansas, which helps the wheat crop. Not a lot of news out overnight. The biggest news out overnight was the United States, and again, this is my opinion, is going to send a battalion of soldiers to help the Ukraine. Don't think Russia won't answer that move by the United States. It's they consider Ukraine part of their sphere of influence. They've told everybody that the Ukraine will not be a part of the EU, and they put Russian troops in the Ukraine to make sure that actually happens. So here we go, putting a symbolic force totally at the mercy of Russia into the Ukraine. And you know, we're reacting. We're not playing. We started that coup in Ukraine a couple of years ago that led to all of this. We encouraged them to do this, and their country has been, it was already, you know, the per capita income in the Ukraine before this happened was less than $4,000 a year. It's a hell of a lot lower than that right now. So again, we get out there and you know, there used to be a term called realpolitik. I mean, what can you actually affect and what can you make happen? And we don't think this stuff through first. Okay, looking at this structure right here, we've got resistance in the 2712 area. We definitely have resistance in the 2708 area. So as long as the market stays below 2708 to 12, it can trade lower. A lot of action in puts yesterday. I think maybe even 10 to 1. And the reason for that, this is a post-auction week. And what the dealers do is run the market down after an auction. They get short. They use those futures that they have shorted to buy back to support the market during auction time. So this is not unexpected. Friday's non-farm payroll numbers will be reported for equities, looking for 230 or more. And they'll probably get that number. We see that all the time out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Their bosses do command, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics under this administration, the promotions weren't from within. They were outside political appointees, and ever since then the statistical smoothing is even beyond what the Bureau of Labor Statistics used to do before political appointees ran the bureaucracy, that bureau. Today we have auto and truck sales. The numbers drift out over the day. They're usually all out by noons, where you can look at the different components. December's was 16.9. The previous month they're looking for 16.7, which is really healthy. I mean, anything over 16 million is a big deal. And so the automobile sector continues to chug along. You see stuff written about the only reason it's doing this well is subprime loans. Well, it's doing well no matter what the reason, and they're moving automobiles. So here we sit. We had a move out of the middle and Q period last night. R breaks support at 3.5. We haven't been above 2701. So this 2704 is sell 1. The 7 to 11 is sell 2. A lot of times when a market has been under heavy selling, you know, you get a great big move. The next day without a piece of news is usually a pause day. So I think we can probably be looking for a pause day today. I think we've got one more sale coming. The danger is that it could come in X period, right before the market opens. And if we can't crack this 26-24 area like this, then day trade longs and short covering, I think, will kick in. So really the best resistance is 8 to 12. I think we do have one short left in the book in the market this morning. We're going to make buy one 21 to 25, but it actually may take a 29 get in. If X period is the low, then 17 to 13 for buy 2. Big move down yesterday, especially in the 30-year. And the markets, usually after that kind of a move, will pause. All that selling yesterday really kind of in the face of it was somewhat supportive and mixed at worst case, and then somewhat supportive for the financials. It was a big day. Okay, we left yesterday's market in the 30-year wanting to sell the failure to take out 8 to 12. And, oh, it can't be. 31 to 03 was the sell. And we did not get close to it. No, that's where our sell was, so the market stopped at 59.25 and the selling continues. There's a huge gap in the data here from 158 all the way down to probably the 148 area, about 10 points. So there just isn't anything done. So we're going to play market numbers beneath the market. So again, we expect a pause day after this kind of selling. We got a pretty clean break here in the 10 to 12 area. So selling 11 to 15, sell 1, then 19 to 23 for sell 2. And if we can't crack 159, we can trade from the long side. So we'll make the first buy. We'll make it 29 to 25, let them get stops beneath the overnight session low, and then 21 to 17. But the buy might come in the 1 to 3 area. So trend day, the next day usually is a pause day. And they'll search out where overhead resistance is. And the best place to execute under those conditions is where there is a little volume from the previous day. Gold came back overnight. Several articles out talking about the retail demand for gold overnight being high, and why wouldn't it be with what's going on in the Ukraine, what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on with the money printing machines, and any government that whose central bank is allowing their government to borrow to spend. And when they can't borrow to spend, they print money. And that's where we are. So last night when we talked about, we liked the 95 area, the 95 to 97. We had also circled the buck, but we thought this 95, 97 was a great buy zone because of all this volume down here. You had a lot of protection, and you can see the low was set on the Asian opening, and then it snapped back pretty quickly. So we thought it would trade lower yesterday off of the yesterday's action, but we thought we've had pretty good support down on this high area, and we have. So we find ourselves again probably 1200, 1202 is really good support. We'll put a question mark at 5. Why don't we make it 3 to 5 and then 98 to 1200. Get a little messy right there, but let me clean this up. So 3 to 5, buy 1, and buy 2, 1200 to 98. And on the sell side, let's go for a little higher, 13 to 15 for sell 1. We got a pretty strong P, and then 19 to 21 for sell 2. Obviously, we've got to get through 1210 to make it to 15. And 1210 has been where the market has found both support and resistance previously. Okay, looking at the euro, long term, the euro remains a sell. Nothing that's happening with their economies or with the PIGS nations or anything else says that the EU and the European Central Bank will do anything but devalue the euro currency. Most people think it's headed to par. Something I haven't seen 90. You know, the more you sell, the lower the estimates get. So we had this 1150 and 1175 as potential support yesterday. At 75 plus or minus and 50 plus or minus, and we almost make it to 50. So we'll make 50 plus or minus, 60 buy 1, and then 20 to 30 for buy 2. On the sell side, it's close, 75 to 85, sell 1, 112 to 1210, sell 2. Yesterday we came in wanting to sell 1200, 1210, so we caught the edge of that market very well with yesterday's post-market analysis. Okay, crude last night, mixed market. And crude does dance to a different drummer, no doubt. So 50-50, a round number. They managed to get stops above that. So 50 to 75, sell 1. 51, 51 and a quarter, sell 2. We left crude yesterday wanting to sell 25 to 50. I was a little bit below the market, but that trade was executable. And on the buy side, we'll play for 49.50, 49 and a quarter. Got a B for buy 1, and then 49 even, 48.75. And stops below 49 are probably where they are. If we trade 150 ticks, that would take us down to this 49 level. So I think the 49 area, plus all this volume that we have down here, we should find some support against 49. I think that's probably a better trade. Okay, today we have the auto and truck news, and so that's supposed to be pretty good. Maybe the stock market will sell. Yesterday we had most of the news was not too favorable for the stock market, and it rallied. So bad news is good, rallies the market. Good news brings a pause, but the overall direction of the E-mini is still higher. And I mean, every central bank in the world, the only thing they can manipulate that's doing exactly what they want, and the reason it does exactly what they want is because they put all that money into the market, and they're not limited by money in the Treasury. They can print money, and they can do a lot of stuff with repos and the rest of it. So my guess is, with the auto and truck news today being probably pretty good, that we'll probably test support. So this 5 to 7 area is where support is from yesterday. We have this tail down here. That's buy 1, and that's on the assumption that we can at least it stops below the overnight session low, and then 21.02 for buy 2. I don't think we got enough buying to take us out today because of the lack of bad news, being facetious. But I don't think the market is set up to trade to new highs today. But I do. So I don't think they're going to probe. They're going to find out where support is, and then long term we always have an upward bias because of the support for the market by the Fed. Okay, take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. See you as soon as possible.